Hi, we're Joy Quilts. You can find us at joyquilts.com, and we're going to do an edge to edge on this quilt. It's a mile a minute quilt, and what she's done is pieced it what we would call sideways, so the shrinkage is going to come in on the sides as opposed to top to bottom. Let's get started. So what I did on the previous row was set the pattern and picked a point on that row, so it will automatically know where to start stitching. So now what we're going to do is watch it stitch. We're working on a Bernina Q24 on an extended frame, which means we can do up to king size quilts. We have about 12 feet to work with. The little red dots you see underneath are the Bernina stitch regulators. This design is going to go edge to edge, which basically means we've left about an inch on either side to compensate for straightening up and putting the binding on. We're leaving a little more on this one than we usually do because, as I said, as she's pieced the strip sideways, it's going to shrink in a little bit more from side to side. We want to leave her lots of room to get it nice and straight and have it still fit nicely into the binding. We're using Mettler Polishing thread, which is one of our favorite threads. It doesn't bleach, it's very strong, and it basically does a really nice job. The batting is Hobbs Heirloom, which again is one of our favorites. It's got a nice texture and it really lasts a long time. It wears really, really well. We've turned the lights on the machine, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see what it's doing. For some reason it doesn't really agree with the camera. This design was digitized by one of our customers, so it doesn't actually have any copyright, which is kind of neat. It's a holly and a berry, holly leaf and berries. We're running the machine at about 75%. We don't usually run it faster than that because then you can get into all kinds of problems. The design comes in at an unusual size, so we can stretch it and skew it to fit the design area that we want to cover. So this is basically about half the size that it could be, but because of the width of the quilt and to keep it proportional, we ended up with 2 pattern repeats because there are 2 holly berry patterns on each row.